McDaniels, Randall, and Gobert. Second year out of Illinois. Shot clock down to 7 on the opening possession. Randall is doubled, forcing him to give it up. Timer down to 3. Conley to Shannon. And an air ball, 24-second violation. We welcome those of you listening to the Breen Legler Jefferson podcast. Dave Pasch, Doris Burke, and George Sedano here in Minnesota for Game 6. The Wolves trying to close out Denver. The Nuggets trying to force a Game 7, which would have been part of the rotation as a backup ball handler. He's out as well. No Aaron Gordon for Denver, but they do have Murray and Jokic. Jokic got the first points of the game on the last possession for Denver. Now Jokic driving on Gobert, spinning and hitting.
That's been the big storyline of this series. First 4 games, Rudy's ability to contend with Nikola and keep his percentage down. Nikola gets busy early.
Here's Terrence Shannon, who got the start tonight with the Sumo out. It's his first career playoff start. They keep doubling McDaniels and Randall. Mid-range shot no good by McDaniels. And rebounded by Jokic. 13 teams in NBA history have come back from a 3-1 deficit to win a playoff series. Denver did it twice back in 2020. No team has done it 3 times. The Nuggets have a chance to do that if they can stay alive tonight. Shot clock down to 5. Murray on the fallback, no good, and Conley boards it.
Getting clean looks for Jamal Murray against the length of Jaden McDaniels, obviously one of the keys here.
We knew it would be problematic for Minnesota to score with all of those offensive pieces down, and they're doubling and tripling Randall. Conley misses a 3. 2.5 minutes in, Minnesota hasn't scored. And Jokic has all 4 for Denver. Now you got Randall on Jokic, so he'll go to work. Randall very powerful, able to stay with him. Here's Brown, missed the 3 off the side of the rim. Here's Shannon. They think he's really good with the ball in his hands. He gets fouled there by K5. He's now in NBA history.
Field goal versus Game 5 when Jokic finally get loose. If he can deal with Jokic one-on-one, it allows time and attention to go elsewhere for Minnesota, and that's a big deal.
Shannon gets Minnesota on the board with a pair of free throws. Jokic kicks to Brown, nails a 3, and that's a good sign. Yes, he missed his first 3-point attempt, but he struggled during the regular season with his shot, but he also missed half the year due to injury. Randall on the spin. He hangs it, gets the bounce for his first points.
Now listen, he has experience as a lead guy, right? You think about his arrival in New York when he helps turn the program around initially before the acquisition of Jalen Brunson. He knows how to be a lead guy.
Murray with the left hand missed the floater. Gobert with the challenge. Here's McDaniels. Randall driving again. Missed it the first time, but not the second.
And that's him at his best, using and play a little bully ball, play through the chest.
Johnson turns it over. Minnesota with a chance to take the lead. Shannon races past the defender and slams it down. Forces a turnover. Conley, Shannon again on the drive. Count it. 10-7 Wolves and 8
is exploding to start this game.
Brown missed the 3 that time. 1 and done for the Nuggets. Here's Shannon, who's Dosuma's replacement. Remember, Dosuma in the last game here had a career-high 43 points. Randall nails a 3. What a
team that you have met far too many times, which with far too much at stake. There's a healthy level of distaste, and you love the cohesiveness of the start of this game for Minnesota.
Johnson gets the layup inside to end the run for Minnesota. The last game that was played here, Game 4, last Saturday night, ended with ejections. Both Randall and Jokic were kicked out after Jaden McDaniels scored a layup at the end of the game. Jokic didn't like it, thought it was unnecessary as Shannon misses, but got it back and has has it blocked. Game 7 would be Saturday if Denver can win tonight. A foul here on Conley.
Physical dust-ups as well already. As Wolves head coach Chris Finch said, it's no secret these two teams don't like each other, and the opponent certainly plays a part in it. Denver head coach David Adelman, he told us they believe the Wolves were built specifically to beat them. Christian Brown added to me that they'll have to bring an enormous amount of physicality right out of the gate in what they expect to be a raucous environment. When I asked Chris Finch how would he characterize his team's feelings towards the Nuggets, he simply said there was definitely a different level of focus because who the opponent was, Dave.
And that has been an issue for Minnesota this year. They have lost focus. They've been up and down emotionally, but they've been engaged all series. You'd think they should be. It's the playoffs, but there have been other postseasons where that hasn't been the case. But they're certainly locked in tonight. A 4-point lead as they double Randall. Now Shannon from deep comes up short.
Julius likes to say when he gets double on the post, I'm QBing. He's looking for his outlet. He's going to create shots.
And a mismatch down low. Denver won in 2023 en route to its first NBA championship. Minnesota had the largest Game 7 comeback win in playoff history to beat Denver in 2024. Conley with the push shot.
Those two have a long history together. The two-man game on the right-hand side of the floor by Conley and Gobert. And Mike ambidextrous, remember. He's either hand, and he's very efficient.
Aaron Gordon, who gave him 23 minutes in Game 4, but didn't play Game 3 or 5. He could play if there's a Game 7. Gobert with a right ankle issue, but he's giving it a go. We will probably just see 8 players on the floor for Minnesota in this game. Jokic in and out on the 3. He's shooting 18% of the series from behind the arc. Naz Reid driving. Love for Gobert for the slam.
Going big with Naz Reid at the 3, Julius at the 4, and Rudy at the 5. You're essentially getting your best players on the floor, and you're going to probably try to do this as much as possible.
Jokic lost the ball. He wanted a foul. Good defense by Gobert. Reid off the Gobert screen. Goes at Jokic. Flips it up and in. Timeout Denver.
His presence, but what a start. As Hardaway gets a look here from 3 in Kansas. But Minnesota, they're 7 for 12. So 8 fast break and 14 in the paint. What a start for them offensively.
Randall fouled, they're going to say, on the floor. In Minnesota since Game 3. He was 0 for 6 in Game 4, and then back home went 1 for 3 on Monday night in Game 5. McDaniels mid-range got it, and it's back to a 5-point lead. Meanwhile, Jokic with 3 turnovers for Denver. He has 4 points and 3 assists. Nearing 3 minutes to go. Randall almost took it away and did. Bones Howland, the former Nugget, missed the layup, but he was fouled. Team foul number 3. But he's found a home here with the Wolves. Our upcoming playoffs. No Kevin Durant again for Game 6, but the Rockets have been able to win without him the last 2 games. Lead is 6 now for Minnesota. Jokic hasn't scored since he had the first 4 points of the game. Murray around the screen. Floats it up and in. Jamal Murray with his second basket.
That's ridiculous. I mean, he made that look easy, folks. The challenging defender was Rudy. He's got to get it up and over the top.
Reid on the drive. Count the basket and 1.